Tell us about yourself, Misha.
I'm originally from New York City, but I moved down to Florida about Little League age, and started playing baseball there, and that's kind of when I fell in love with baseball, and that's just been my passion ever since. And I played up until I was 30 years old, and then I started coaching at the local high school that we have, which is a pretty big time high school program. I mean, I would equivalent it to coaching at like a college, especially the talent level. So that's just kind of where I got started, and just been coaching ever since. And I played for Chris Carmenucci for a while, so I'd always been interested in what he was doing with the teams. And a guy that works for him, Darren Harrison-Pass, is a good friend of mine, and so we've just been talking about doing everything as far as the league's concerned, and then the opportunity to manage came around, so I jumped at it. It was an easy answer.
Misha played, I guess that was Atlantic City.
Yep, I played for Carmenucci in Atlantic City and in St. Joe. I think you'll start to see other people, other leagues around really try to copy what they're doing because they are professionals. If you're a professional, that's what you get paid to do. So, it helps. And I think they're taking it very serious, and they want it to be, I think, that level after college baseball and right before minor league baseball. So it's kind of sandwiched in between there. The fact of the matter is that you're getting an experience like no other. If I play college baseball, I play on a Monday, and then I don't play again until Wednesday or Thursday or maybe Friday, and you get a couple days off. And that ain't the story here. I think, 54 games in 60 days or something? So, that's where production comes out, and that's what professional scouts and professional teams look for. Anybody can be good. I was good on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday wasn't that good. And that's why I'm here now on TV. As far as Torrington goes and the tradition that Coach Hunt laid down with all those wins, I don't think this is a rebuilding town. I think it's a reloading town. So we'll just keep on winning, hopefully, and keep that tradition going. And I think the town should, respect the fact that, we're growing as a team and as a league.
What do you think you'll bring to the team as far as your background and maybe even your managerial style?
Hopefully just as many wins as before, but more than that, really the instruction. It's tough to learn how to play this game at a certain level, especially the professional level. And that comes from experience, first and foremost. So what we'd like to do is, if the kids show up on June 1st, let's say, by the time they leave on August 15th, they're going to be a lot better baseball players. And that comes from keeping the double play in order. That comes from knowing to drag bunt when first and second and there's nobody out and you get a free shot at it. That comes from knowing how to put the pitcher in a position to be successful, instead of putting the guy in a position to fail. And that's really kind of the emphasis that you get when you get the pro ball, and that the managers in pro ball, most of them, try to, get the kids to be put in a position to win, be put in a position to do your job.
Sander, your thoughts?
We're right on the same line. We coming from pro baseball down to the Summer Wood Valley, run it as a professional organization, as a minor league team, get these kids up and running. I'm actually going to steal a quote from you, Tim, and these kids are on a $1 million interview. Every morning I have to put my shoes on and come here and go to the ballpark. They have the potential of being drafted and getting those big signing bonuses. So that's what they're here to showcase, and that's what the league is all about. We're here to win, obviously, but also we're here as a league to develop these kids where they have the potential of increasing their draft selection. And the higher we get them drafted, and the more credibility the league will have.
Well, 4 teams, 8 teams, maybe 9 teams. I mean, where's it stopping?
It's going to stop. Right around there. The league, and that's where we're different than a lot of the other leagues, especially also some of the indie pro teams, is being on the board of directors. We're not looking for owners that are tire kickers, we call them. That are in there and they're enamored by owning a baseball team, but they're underfunded and they're one-hit wonders. They're here today, gone tomorrow. our owners are here to stay, such as the Gold Clan Group, Community Sports Group, the Little Spinner Group.
And talk about that a little bit as far as what you're seeing for a talent pool based on year 2, based on what you saw in year 1, as far as who's looking to play in this league.
We're getting a lot more. Obviously, year 1, we were fresh, and we drew upon some of the ownership reputation and their contacts. This year, we're being contacted more by Division 1, Division 2 schools, Division 3, trying to place their players. Whereas we were out there last year looking for players, this year they've already started calling us. Our roster is full, and that's a great feeling to have going into January only, have a 30-man roster filled. We like to draw, obviously, the Futures Collegiate League is based in New England. Half our team has to be from New England. So, but the talent pool on the East Coast is just really second to none. And we'd like to draw local players for obvious reasons. But there's great local talent out there, and we can draw them to us. And that's even better for our fans and them.
Misha, you had talked about New England and what a hotbed it is for summer baseball. Now, coming from Florida, that's saying a lot. Talk about what your feeling is about New England and baseball.
Oh, I mean, there's nothing like it. I mean, you know, I always said, I mean, I'd like my shortstops from Florida, but my pitchers from New England. You know, the talent up here, especially in pitching, and you're only as good as your next day starting pitcher. I mean, that's it. That's how good you are. You know, from a manager's perspective, you know, whoever I'm giving the ball to on the bump the next night, that's about how good I'm going to be. Everything starts from him. The starting pitcher is a huge part of the process. If you'll notice with like the double rays, what they do, it's kind of, you know, that's their philosophy. And that should be anyone's philosophy who plans on winning a lot of baseball games. The arms in the Northeast United States, you know, arguably are the best in the country. I think they're the freshest. I think they're the most durable. I think they have a little bit of old baseball embedded in them, and I think that goes a long way when it comes to pitching. And, you know, the Cape is the epicenter of college summer baseball, and I think it, you know, kind of stretches out from there. And if you think about it, if you're a scout, you have to go to the Cape Cod League. That's obviously a mandatory thing you have to go. If you're a GM, you have to go. If you're a national cross-checker, you have to go. If you're a player development guy, you have to go. If you're the assistant to the traveling secretary, you have to go to the Cape Cod League. No one wants to get on a plane to go to Alaska. You know what I mean? So I think the fact that we're literally down the road, and a lot of these stadiums are within an hour, that's what's going to make this league, you know, what I see in the future and why I want to be involved is that type of league, you know, on that same type of level. And then you throw in the fact that it's ran by professionals, and you're giving the kids a professional experience. When you go to the Cape Cod League, you drive to the games. You know, you're playing in Chatham, and on one day, the next game's in, you know, another city, you drive there. Here, you know, it's more of that professional atmosphere where you travel as a team. You know, there's going to be some overnights, I think, right? You know, there might be some overnights. That's really, you know, when a national cross-checker calls me up and says, you know, we really like that kid, how does he act? Does he act like a professional? I can say yes, because he's gone through, you know, 40, 50 days of what it's like to be a professional baseball player. Just win baseball games, work hard, and have fun. And those three things kind of take care of each other, and they all kind of go together. So I think they'll really enjoy their time. And baseball players want to get better. These are college kids. They're obviously taking classes. They're smart. They want to learn. So I think the fact that the knowledge I'll be able to give them, you know, they'll soak it up real quick, and I think they'll enjoy it.
Misha, how important do you think it is for these kids to be role models for, you know, these camps and the kids that they see in Torrington?